على النساء صدق الله المولانا العظيم. All praises to our Lord, and peace and blessings be upon Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the final messenger. One of the objections or criticisms of the Muslim religion is that it's a misogynist or a patriarchal religion. Misogyny or patriarchy is where the society is based on the men's powers. So let's study that today. And what does Islam, what does the Lord say about this? In the hadith, of course. So the first thing we need to understand is power is given based on what a person does, his morals, his akhlaq, or his principles. For example, a police, they have a slight amount of power. When they abuse that power, they're not eligible for the extra power that they have. That's why if a police makes a mistake at work, he's kind of covered, insured by the city. But if he admits he did it out of carelessness, he did something bad, his insurance is withdrawn, he's not covered for his faults legally. He could be sued after that. Because the good faith, the good akhlaq, the good morals a police has to live by, he dropped those morals, so he's not covered by the city anymore. So the Quran also gives extra privileges to men. But there's a very clear code mentioned right after that. Number one is intrinsic. Allah just gave it. Bima faddal Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that is something Allah just gave out of His fadl to one of the two genders. Between the men and the women, the men got that extra privilege. The next things mentioned is bima anfaqu, because of the financial burden that the men have to carry, because of what they spend on women. So now a person is thinking, okay, it's about money then. It's not even pure, it's not just money, it's hard earned money, pure money. Otherwise, a thief can have a lot of money, but the society doesn't respect his power. He has money, but it's wrongful money, so nobody respects that. So we need to understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given a privilege. A bit of it is intrinsic, Allah just gave it. But the other half is it was earned, you have to work for it. And beyond that, now that the person has power, he has to act within a code. If he breaks the code, he's not living up to the standard. That's why at times Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam would be approached by sahabiyat and saying, oh, my husband did this, my husband did this, and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam would give an opinion based on the woman's rights. This is an awkward example, but it's a really good lesson. The example is a lady came and said, Prophet of Allah, my husband is stingy, bakhil, miser. He doesn't spend. He doesn't spend. So sometimes I steal money from him to spend on the kids. Sometimes I steal his money to spend on the family and the kids. So is that halal for me? And he said, yeah, whatever is suitable, you can take that amount. Whatever is suitable, uruf, ma'ruf, whatever is acceptable. Can somebody calm the child, please? That's unacceptable for Jummah prayer, please. It's not a daycare center. So yeah, so Yeah, so that means even his own right to his wealth was jeopardized. That's his money. So why is his wife taking it? Because he's not being a good person. He's not spending on his family properly. So you see how quickly he lost his honor? His izzat is gone right away. Another sad example is a Sahabiya said, O Prophet of Allah, I want to be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want to be grateful to Allah. I want to be shakir. After I'm a Muslimah, I don't want to be ungrateful. But every time I see my husband standing with another man, my husband looks less than the other man in his aura. Some kids use that word, his sigma, his aura, his honor is just a little less. He doesn't look like a respectable person to me. Every time I see him standing with another man, my man looks less than him. That's why I can't stand it. Brothers at the back, please. Brothers sitting by the wall. Brothers, please come forward, everybody. I don't know why everybody sits at the back. Please come here. Everybody by the wall, please. If you're very, very old, beyond 50 or 60, you can stay there. The rest, please come. Brother, with the dark clothes. Come, mashallah. Come. In every sports activity, the more closer you are to the action, the higher the ticket. That's how the thawab is. The more closer you are, brothers, you'll get thawab. You get more rewards. And by the way, sitting at the back psychologically is a bad sign. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has a famous incident where 3 people came to his gathering. And by the way, this hadith scared me forever and it made me change so much of my life. This one hadith scares me a lot. 3 people came to the majlis of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. All 3 acted different. And he gave a ruling on all 3 of them. One person came forward. He came all the way close to the front of the gathering. Because there was space. There was space. The next person just sat all the way at the back. The third person came, felt awkward. He felt awkward and he left. So exactly how they acted, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used those words. So for example, for the first person, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, this person came forward, Allah will take him forward. Aage aaya to aage jayega. He'll make it in life. The other person, he stayed back, so he will stay back in life. The third person, he walked away, Allah will turn away from him too. No special barakah for him in his life. Our actions matter. If all your life you're sitting in the back of the class, good luck. You're not going to make it in life. If you're always sitting in the back row of class and at the back of the masjid, bad sign. And in case you're thinking, I'm making it up, I'm not making up nothing. There's even a hadith that says the worst of people are those who come at the end of the khutbah and they always come to the salat at the end. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَأْتِي إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ إِلَّا دُبُرًا أو كما قال. That some people, they only come at the end of the salat. There was a book on conduct and it was mentioning that if you see a person always late for salat, don't have high expectations of his life. And that scares me a lot because sometimes I'm running late. I'm being honest with you. There's no need to lie. Be honest. Honesty helps a lot in life. He said if you see a student, Islamic student, madrasa student, he's always late for salat, he goes, don't have high hopes, he's not going to make it far in life. He's always running late, he doesn't catch his salat on time. Don't worry about him, he's not going to make it. So watch your behavior, it dictates your life. Watch your behavior, it dictates your life. So if you have the habit of hiding, sitting at the back, being distracted, in fact, even in animal world, I'll give one example, then I'll go back to my main topic. They say even if you buy an animal, a cat, a dog, If you hold it as a baby and look at it, he doesn't look back. His eyes are somewhere else. They said, don't train the animal. He's not going to be a smart animal. Because you can't keep eye contact. Seriously. They say if you buy a training dog, a hunting dog, a cat, or any smart animal, you want to train it, spend a lot of time, just look at it. Make noise. If the animal looks at you, train it. It'll give you good energy. It'll stay with you. It'll be a smart animal. If you can't focus, don't train it. It's going to waste your time. Those of you who are bosses at work, if the guy can't focus, always looking at his phone, don't hire him. He's wasting your time, wasting your money. Don't hire him. Same thing with the musallis who are sitting with their phones all day. Good luck. You're not going to make it far because you're always looking at your phone in the middle of the khutbah, in the middle of the bayan, and it's disturbing your focus. So we were talking about why does Islam give extra power to men? So we mentioned that part of it is intrinsic. Allah just gave it. Number two, Allah mentions وَبِمَا أَنفَقُوا, because of them spending their money, because they work hard, they earn for the family, and that's what they're spending. If I'm too lazy to study or go to work, then I am losing my own manhood. I don't go to work on time. I'm getting fired from work. I'm moody. I'm angry at the boss all the time. That's not good for you. You're always angry at work. You're going to get fired. And the second thing is a person's control over his emotions. Many men think that, oh, because I'm a man, I'm like an ambulance. The red light is on my head the whole day. You know how ambulances have the red light spinning? That's how many men, they think, I'm a man, I can be angry. All day angry. I'm a man. So the red light spinning on the ambulance head, that's not needed. It's only needed sometimes. Look at an ambulance. Is the red light on 24 hours? No. The red light on top of the ambulance is only on for a few minutes, and that's why we respect it. That's why when you see the light, everybody moves out of the way. Oh, it's an ambulance. Get out of the way, get out of the way. If 24 hours the ambulance has a light on, you're like, man, these guys are crazy. That's why if you look at back home, the ambulance is running, nobody's moving. They lost their respect. All the Desi brothers are laughing like, yeah, back home, nobody moves for the ambulance. It just sits there, nobody moves because you disrespected yourself too much. As a man, if I'm walking around with bad mood, bad energy, takabbur, jealous, remember, we all have something less in life. I have less money, you have less this, I have less health, I have this. We all have less in life. You have better looks, better height, better money, better luck, better qismat, better money. It's fine. Don't be jealous. Every time I see you, if I go, he has more than me. Relax. Everybody has more than us. It doesn't matter. We don't need to be tense all the time about other people's blessings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave some people more, some people less. Relax about it. Why are you so tense? Why are you always doing the math? Oh, do you have a job? Do you have a car? Which field do you work in? How much you're earning? How much is the average earning? How many kids do you have? Like, why are you asking these personal questions? I'll share one of my favorite incidents with you. It's already 1 o'clock. Many years ago, one day I'm just walking to masjid to teach class, and one of our Desi brothers stops and says, where do you work? I say, this masjid. And then he goes, okay, where else do you work in the evening? I say, oh, at that mosque. Then he does this. He does a little mental math, like, oh, he's not making much money. Then he goes, okay. Then he walks away. It's the most scary experience I've had in my life. The guy came, he did accounting, some Desi accounting in his head. He's like, where do you work? I'm like, this place. Where do you work? The other place. In the evening, where do you teach Quran? I'm like, oh, that's my shit. He's like, Then he walks away. He didn't even say salam to me. Wallahi, he didn't even say salam to me. He did my math. He's like, this guy doesn't have much money. He just walked away. And I'm like, hey, my izzat, man, what are you doing? You're disrespecting me. But that's how ugly our brains are. That's how ugly our brains, our souls are very ugly. We're just looking, how much money does he have? Where does he work? Before we even say salam to someone, we ask how much money the person has. You'll see people, 5 people sitting here, 5 people sitting there. Before they say salam to each other, the guy asks, who's that guy? Then you say, oh, he's so-and-so. What does he do? Oh, he does that. Oh. And then you say, Assalamu alaikum, with more respect. If you say, oh, he works there. Oh. Assalamu alaikum. What is this? What are you doing? By the way, this complaint with salam alaikum, I've been hearing a lot of complaints about salams. People stop me and say, Sheikh, our communities completely lost their brains with salam. They're very disrespectful with their salams. If you don't want to say salam, don't say it. Don't fake it. Salam is a dua. It's like a beautiful feeling that comes from the heart. Please pay attention. There's a beautiful feeling in the heart. It goes to your soul, then it comes out of the mouth and it touches the person. It's a dua. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Salam, peace, blessings, everything good for you, inshallah. That's what, if it's like this, alaikum, you never said salam, you never meant it, you just said a bad word almost. You never meant it. There was no emotion in the heart. That's why the book of fiqh mentioned, even when you do salam in the masjid, salat time, you're supposed to make intention. You're supposed to make intention, oh Allah, I'm doing salam to all the people on my right, all the people on my left. When I do salam, I actually imagine your future generation, I'm doing salam to all of them. I say, Allah, I'm doing salam to these people and their grandchildren. I hope they have good lives. Then I turn left and I say, oh Allah, give all these people and their grandchildren amazing lives. That's how we have to think, positive. Then Allah will give us more barakat. May Allah give us tawfiq. Jazakumullah khair. Announcement?